headlines on the front page of Nigerian newspapers, and I begin with the platform Times. The major story here says Nigerian military airstrikes kill over 80 terrorists in Katsina. Nigerian military airstrikes kill over 80 terrorists in Katsina. The writers there rescues 35 women children in Lake Chad. Another story at the top corner, federal government, APC, plotting to create new breed of Boko Haram insurgents in Kano, Kwankwaso is saying. Ogun housing scheme scandal, applicants condemn price hike as daylight robbery. Another story here, aggrieved Kano youth boo Emir Sunusi after Eid prayer. And another story quickly here, final year female Ondo University student found dead after attending church vigil. A sad one there. We'll move quickly now to this Nigeria newspaper. The major story, federal government, APC attempting to create new Boko Haram in Kano, Kwankwaso alleges. And the writer there, federal security agencies backing the post-emir of Kano, Ado Bayero, to cause tension. We'll react to this weighty allegation soon, says Moka, APC's spokesman. Another story, Southern leaders hail Wike over FCT transformation, urge Tinubu to shun detractors. Governors' over-reliance on federal allocation worsening hardship in states, says cleric. NAF airstrikes kill 80 terrorists, burn 34 motorcycles in Katsina. We won't tolerate disruption of peace, Rivers Police warn amid political tension. After losing subscribers, that's talking about the cutting down of subscription fee by a popular platform. All right, we move now to the front page of the Nation newspaper. Emir crisis, presidency dismisses Kwankwaso's Kano alarm. The writer there, ex-governor alleges state of emergency plot. Police warn against booing Sanusi. Security beef up around main palace. Another top corner, Fubara replaces 23 Rivers Council bosses. Governor directs civil servants to take charge. Tinubu for Ramaphosa's second term inauguration. Algan canvasses 4-year tenure for council exco. So those are some of the stories you find on the front page of the Nation newspaper. And to the front page of the Daily Times. Obi faults plan to purchase presidential aircraft for Tinubu. Shetima says plan unacceptable, shows disconnect with people's plight. And another writer there flays construction of 21 billion naira official residence for vice president amid economic hardship. And at the top corner there, Tinubu to attend inauguration of South African President Cyril Ramaphosa. UAE to lift visa ban on Nigerians soon, says Kiyamo. At the down corner there, Lagwaja tasks troops to remain resolute in combating terrorism. Police denounce booing of Emir Sanusi, warn troublemakers. Those are some of the stories you find on the front page of the Daily Times. Now to the Daily Independent. Fresh crisis brews in PDP over Rivers Assembly lawmakers' case. Stakeholders call for suspension of PDP National Legal Advisor. And tenure dispute tension as youth police take over Rivers Council's secretariat. Police threaten troublemakers, assure citizens' safety. Go home, your tenure has ended, as Ari tells local government chairman. And another story here. Tinubu surrounded by aides associates setting him up to fail, Lukman. Abuja's Murtala Muhammad Way not renamed after showing cap for the government. UNICEF warns federal government to prevent spread of cholera in schools. And Kwara governor says brighter days lie ahead of Tinubu's reforms. Lagos restates support for SMEs as state tourism NBC three-day trade fair ends. Some of the stories you find on the front page of the Daily Independent. And to the Daily News Hub. Rivers crisis, Wike Fubara shift battlegrounds to local government secretariats. And the right is there as disagreements over council chairman's tenure expiration sparks protest. Police take over local government secretariats amid tension. Armed youths parade creeks in riverine councils vow to escort caretaker committees to take over councils. Warn your children to avoid being used as cannon fodders, police advise parents. Asari Dokubo urges outgoing local government chairman to avoid causing crisis, says your tenure is over. And the story there, Obasanjo visits First Lady Remy 48 hours after donning Tinubu's cap. All right, Tinubu's government on the cabal siege, ex-minister Dalong alleges. I fear nothing, no one, Fubara dares Wike. All right, some of the stories you find on the front page of the Daily News Hub. Lamide.
And on Nigerian NewsDirect, anxiety has Rivers government issues ultimatum to local government chairman to vacate councils. The writer there says police tighten security as youth dare chairman to resume. Court jails man for impersonating EFCC staff to extort 1.1 million naira. Lagos Island records highest number of 106 suspected cases on the cholera outbreak. Whoever stops my constituent from receiving dividends of democracy is my enemy, according to the Benue speaker. The story is making the front page of Nigerian NewsDirect. And on the blueprint, experts slam labor over minimum wage, urge new approach to negotiations, say going beyond 62,000 naira dicey for federal government, want cost of governance reduced. President Tinubu's reforms meant to refocus economy, achieve sustainable growth, according to Abdulrazak, that's the Kwara State's governor. Tension in Rivers as police take over local government secretariats. $4.3 billion train, 7 gas projects at 67% completion, according to the NLNG. It holds pilgrims from stone-throwing rites in Makkah. Albinism community loses 4 members to cancer in Anambra. Aside from there. The story is making the front page of Blueprints. And to the New Telegraph. Salah spending triggers naira scarcity nationwide. POS operators charge 100% commission, claim bank officials, NURTW, food vendors sell naira to them at exorbitant rates. No cash in many banks, ATMs. 152 commercial motorcycles missing in Delta during festivities. Again, ASU rejects new university governing councils, says list made up of retired politicians, insist dissolved councils yet to conclude tenure. Military airstrikes kill over.
Take a bold step and expand your online presence with True Hosts by registering the ideal domain name for your business.
Fume over federal government's plan to develop new deep sea ports. And 19 die, others missing as heatwave forces Saudi Arabia to reschedule stunning riots. The Air Force has confirmed the killing of 100 terrorists in Katsina raid. And in Rivers, youth occupy Rivers Council secretariats as 21 chairmen vow to return to office. The story is making the front page of The Guardian. Business AM, global traveler outlays to reach $8.6 trillion on 2024 food travel recovery. Boom return to global tourism and hospitality industry. Domestic travel to grow 3%, reach 19 billion lodging nights in 2030. Soaring inflation makes minds of President Tinubu's economic agenda. The story is making the front page of Business AM. And finally, to Sport and Life, Arsenal to bid for Osimhen within 48 hours. Victor Osimhen not interested in PSG move. Nigerian unconvinced by League One return, desperate for Premier League switch. Ejuke becomes first Super Eagles player to join Sevilla as the Rangers say they're open to selling Dessus. Amushan wins fourth national title and the Red Devils prepare fresh roundweight bid. Man United contract not easily done and Cancelo set for Man City return. The story is making the front page of Sporting.
The People's Daily leads with a completely different story. Ghana, Benin, Togo in blackout over gas supply disruption from Nigeria. That's quoting a report, and that story is on page 5. But there are other stories there, and one that catches the eye. Cholera, children facing substantial health risks. That's coming from UNICEF.
Leadership is leading with inadequate infrastructure. Nigeria fails to stop 1.4 trillion naira lost to medical tourism. You also want to look at that story. 2 stories, in fact. Tenure expiration. Rivers Youth take over local government secretariat. Ignore Wike's critics. CSOs urge President Tinubu on page 12.
Okay, going on to First News now. Stop this impunity, insensitivity, shamelessness. Peter Obi kicks against new presidential jets plan, asks Tinubu's government to refocus on needs of Nigerians. And the picture story is quite interesting. Obasanjo visits Oluremi Tinubu for Salah celebration amidst recent criticism.
I see a story there, Chief Imam's ram stolen in Jos. And I saw that story just underneath the masthead. Let's look at Nigerian pilot. 80 terrorists killed. The terrorists were hibernating at a hideout near Gaden Kare village in Faskare, local government area of Katsina. Hoodlums destroyed properties, burned cars in Jos South Council of Plateau on page 5.
The Tribune leading with the story from Rivers State. Tension in Rivers over control of LG councils as tenure of chairman expires. Youths storm LG secretariats, ask chairman to vacate office. Police warn troublemakers. And of course, the picture story is still there, very prominent. Obasanjo visits Tinubu's wife in Lagos.
I see reps pushing for. And then you have Business Day there. PFAs face pressure from retirees as federal government fails to pay pensions. Government last paid 13.89 billion naira pension in 2022. Experts canvass stronger legislation, reserve fund to protect industry. You also want to have that investors stifled by 17 property registration hurdles.